So, yesterday we started with types of changes, right? We started with types of changes, and yesterday we made natural and man-made changes. Today we will see what are periodic and non-periodic changes. Okay. Now we have some changes which occur after a regular interval of time. Changes that occur after a particular period of time. So these changes are known as periodic changes. What are some examples? Seasons keep changing. Seasons, right? We have summers, okay? Then we have rainy season and winter season, okay, later. So in the mid also we have like autumn, spring and all too. So all those season changes, all those season change is because they have a particular time period. After a fixed time, they automatically change. So the change of seasons is known as periodic change, or such changes in which change takes place after a particular period of time are called periodic change. Then, when a heart beats, it is also an example of periodic change. The contraction and relaxation of heart. Contraction, relaxation. If it happens at a rhythm at a particular time, right? Doesn't happen that the heart contracts and then it's just in contract position and then relaxes after 2 hours and then contracts again after 4 hours. No, it has a particular time for its contraction and relaxation. So it is another periodic change. Then the swinging of trees. Yes, Abraham.
Also, periodic changes can be predicted but a non-periodic change cannot be predicted as it can happen whenever it wants.
Periodic change can be physical.
Predicted.
Predicted. Yes, periodic changes can be predicted. Okay, that is true. Then we have swinging on trees or to and fro motion of a pendulum are some more examples of periodic changes. Then comes non-periodic changes. Non-periodic changes can occur anytime and we cannot usually predict them. Okay, they are mostly unpredictable. Okay, they are unpredictable. Now, non-periodic changes can be the occurrence of an earthquake, falling of leaves and flowers from trees, hailing, rusting of iron, shooting stars, flood drought.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a question with earthquake and flood. The earthquake and flood or drought. Ma'am,
Yes.
usually these things can be predicted by scientists.
They are predicted by scientists sometimes. Yes, we can say that sometimes they are predicted by scientists, but also scientists can not exactly predict it, cannot always exactly predict by what magnitude earthquake will be there or how severe the flood will be. Okay. Like they can sometimes they can predict that there will be a flood, okay, according to the checking the condition of the monsoon, the rising sea levels and everything. They can predict that there can be a flood, but they cannot exactly predict always that how long it will last or how severe it will be or what damage it will take. Okay, what damage will happen, how what extent damage will happen because of the flood. So all those factors, only some of them can be predicted, some of them cannot be predicted. That is why we say that they are not fully predicted. Okay.
Okay.
Then then we have the reversible and irreversible changes. Okay. Now, reversible changes are those changes which we can bring in the initial state by altering the conditions such as temperature, volume, and pressure. Alter these conditions or we change these conditions such as temperature, volume, and pressure. The change that took place will be reversed. We go back to its initial state. So those changes we say reversible changes. Okay. What are some examples? Formation of ice from water and formation of water from ice again. Okay. Why? Because there is change in state here, but along with the state, there is change in conditions also. Okay. When we make when we want ice from water, we chill that water, okay, or we freeze the water. We freeze that water to make ice. So this is what? This is a change in temperature. This is a drop in temperature. Okay, temperature. This is a drop in temperature that will give us ice. Right. Similarly, when we need water from ice, when we need water from ice, what we do? We melt the ice. We melt the ice. Right. So this is increase in temperature. This is increase in temperature. When the temperature is increased, we obtain water from ice. Okay. It can be room temperature, it can be by heating. Okay. So that is why it is a reversible change. We know that it can be reversed. Okay, but reversing by altering the conditions like temperature, volume, pressure, that time it goes back to its original state. That means that it is a reversible change. Another example is melting of wax to make candles and melting of candle to wax. Okay. So this is heating. Okay. This is also temperature. In this one also there is a rise in temperature. Okay. And it is a reversible change also. The inflating and deflating of a balloon. Okay. Inflating and deflating means filling of a balloon with air, filling of a deflated balloon with air, and then again deflating it. Okay, is also a reversible change, which is also volume. Okay, there's alteration in the volume. Then washing of clothes and then drying them. I said they can be made wet again. Okay. All these are reversible changes. Then comes another part known as irreversible. What are irreversible changes? These changes cannot be brought back to their original form. Okay? And they cannot be altered. Even if we alter the conditions in which they are still irreversible. Cannot change it again. Okay. What are some examples? We cannot turn cheese or curd back into milk. Right? Cheese or curd, even if we freeze it, heat it, boil it, whatever, we cannot turn it back to milk. Then, when you heat a raw egg to make it a cooked egg, or fried egg cannot be changed back to raw egg again. When we have a boiled egg or fried egg, okay, from a raw egg, and we wanted to change it, when we want to change it back to a raw egg, it is not possible. Then we cannot turn wheat flour back into wheat grains. Okay? We cannot turn wheat flour back into wheat grains. Then seeds grow into plants, but plants cannot be changed to seeds again. Okay? Can we make like plants when they grow up, they will seeds will grow in them, but can we make that plant into its seed form back? No, because it is an irreversible change. Okay? Any doubt in reversible and irreversible changes? Emma, Abraham?
Ma'am, can you just repeat?
Yes. Any doubt in reversible and irreversible changes?
Reversible reaction of iron with air.
Okay. Reaction of iron with air. What about that, Abraham?
It can be reversed.
It can be reversed.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Reaction of iron with air. Because we can remove rusting. That's what you want to say, Abraham. Because rusting can be removed.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, can I have a video on, please? Yes. Today's Thursday. Today was supposed to be science test, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Oh,
Why we doing science class?
yeah. I forgot. I had forgotten to put a message, and I have forgotten, slightly forgotten about the test. So I did the class today. Um, Anyways, we'll just continue for a little bit. Okay. And then,
Ma'am, no test.
no, test will be there.
Ma'am, how do you expect us to revise?
Test will be there. Okay. Um, but you all can like take time to submit till tomorrow. Okay. Submit it till tomorrow. And oh, I seriously forgot about it. Okay.
Ma'am,
Anyways,
ma'am,
yes.
we can't do the test.
Say again.
Ma'am, we can't do the test.
I can't what?
Me and Emma cannot do the test.
You and Emma cannot do the test.
Yeah, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, you have not sent it, the extra information like
Diagrams.
the diagrams and for the reflex action you not send the byju's.
I'll send it. Okay. After the math class, I'll send. So you can check it.
Something, then we not have maths class today, so then that way then we can take time and practice it now. Online.
Mhm. Okay. But Nathaniel is there now.
Emma, it's not only us in the math class,
Yeah,
but
that's right.
Nathaniel is there.
Nathaniel
And
is,
he doesn't join science.
yeah, it's fine.
So shall we like do the test tomorrow? Shall I keep the test tomorrow then, Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Friday, I'll be keeping the test. Okay. Right tomorrow, science I'll not take, but math class I'll take. Okay. math class will be there as scheduled regular timing. Science I'll not take, and the diagrams and reflex action notes I'll share today. Okay, so you all have a day to prepare, one more day to prepare and submit. Okay. Okay. Now, we have physical and chemical changes. What is a physical change? When there is change in the physical properties of something, such as a change in shape, size, color, and state of a substance. It is known as physical change. Okay? Because the shape, size, color, state, all of these are known as physical properties. And when there is change in any of these physical properties, we say that it is a physical change. And a physical change is generally reversible. Usually we can reverse it. And in this change, no new substance is formed. Okay? In physical change, no new substance is formed, but only the physical property of the original substance is changed. Okay? Now, some examples of physical change are cut a piece of paper into 4 pieces. We cannot join the pieces back to make the original piece. But there is no change in the property of the paper. Is there any change in the property of paper? No, right? It went change in size. It only went for change in size. Like there was no change in color, okay? No change in state, okay? No change in shape, but only size of the paper. So it is a physical change.
Ma'am,
Then, yes,
ma'am, ma'am, I have a question about physical and chemical changes. Copper
yes,
oxidizes and turns green. Is that a physical change or a chemical change?
chemical change rate.
But it changed color.
It changed color. Yes, it changed color. That is true. But originally it changed color because it was a chemical reaction, right?
Ma'am,
It changed color because it is a chemical reaction. So that is why it is a chemical change. Okay. Then take some ice in a tumbler. Keep the tumbler in a warm place. Ice will melt to form water. Now place the tumbler in a refrigerator. The water again becomes solid ice once again. This is the change of state of water. Again, a physical change. Okay. Then, when we hold a piece of iron with a pair of tongs and keep it on the flame of a gas stove, the color of the piece of iron changes to red because the heat transfers to the iron rod or the iron piece. The heat transfer to it and its color starts to become red. When we remove this piece from the iron flame, we let it cool for some time, it gets back to its original color. Here the color of iron has changed. So it is also a physical change. What type of change can this be? What other type of change can this be? The last one.
ma'am, it can be chemical, and it is chemical.
Chemical.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, it's not chemical. It's not. Ma'am, this is chemical change. The people got something wrong.
Okay. Here,
Because
when we
when you put the iron on a gas stove, I think you're exposing it to oxygen and it should rust instead of turn. It will turn red, but you need other equipment. You can't put it on the gas stove. You have, and if you put it on direct fire, it will rust.
It's like usually put in a furnace, okay? A fire, a bigger fire, for it to take the color red. But in this sentence where they are telling it of a physical change, explaining it as a physical change, they mean the color. Okay, the color of the iron that is changing to red, that they are referring to. Okay, not like its properties, but just the color of it. Okay. Also, it is a reversible change. Also a reversible change. How? How can it be a reversible change? Anyone?
Okay, ma'am.
Because the heated up iron changes color and it goes back to the normal temperature, and the color also becomes normal back again. And then we can repeat the process. So this that is why it is a reversible change. There, there are chemical changes, a change in which one or more new substances is formed, okay, during or after a chemical reaction. They are known as chemical changes. Okay. New substances are formed in chemical changes, okay, due to the reactions that takes place, okay, due to the chemical reactions that takes place. Now, rusting of iron is the example. Okay, rusting is caused by the presence of moisture and oxygen air that is present in the air. Rusting is when iron, oxygen, and water are combined together, they form rust. Okay, iron in the presence of oxygen and water undergoes rusting. Okay, undergoes rusting, and rusting is a new substance that's formed. It is a chemical reaction. That is why it is known as a chemical change. Also, when
Ma'am,
the yes, Abraham.
ma'am, they got something wrong. I think the equation is not, it is only iron plus oxygen is equal to rust. The
Say
chemical
again.
reaction doesn't need water to take. Meaning like it doesn't consist of water, but it needs water to take place. The water is not included in
Okay,
the expression.
okay, okay. Yes, got it now. You are saying that in the equation water is not there, but iron and oxygen they combine and form rust, but the presence of water should be there.
No, ma'am, I was saying that yes, the presence of water should be there, but water is not a part of the equation.
Okay.
Now let me tell you why. Because if you include water in the equation, then a person will think, oh, oxygen can go with the in the rust or something like that. But then where will we keep hydrogen in rust?
Mhm. One moment. Okay, that is right, Abraham. If we are mixing iron plus oxygen, we
What?
will get
Rust. Ma'am, but
F.
ma'am, I think if we mix iron and water, ma'am, we'll get iron hydroxide, which I don't think is rust.
Yes, yes. And when we mix hydrogen plus oxygen plus water, we will get
Ma'am, can you see the name of the compound?
uh, name of the compound. Yes, let me just let you know. Let me just tell you.
And ma'am, why have
Yes.
you put Fe, the FeO3H2 and O again? And could you not just write FeO4 and H2?
O4 and H2
Now, can you just write iron 2, oxygen 4 and hydrogen 2? Why did you have to include the other one?
because this is known as when we combine, this is what we will get. Okay, and it is called hydrated iron oxide. It is called hydrated iron oxide, okay, or rust.
So, ma'am, this is rust.
It is rust, yes. It is rust. Okay, it is
Ma'am,
rust.
what's the difference between that one and that one? Just that this one contains hydrogen and the other one doesn't.
Difference between what, Abraham?
The first one that you wrote, the first equation, doesn't contain hydrogen. The second equation does contain hydrogen. So, ma'am, what
Uh,
rust are we talking about?
okay. So, the first one, that is Fe2O3, is a compound of iron and oxygen. Okay, but in the second one, molecule of water, that is H2O, is also present. It is also present.
So, ma'am, then it
But
has hydrogen.
say again,
Ma'am, it has hydrogen and another particle of water.
the second one you are talking about.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. So that is the difference in their structure. That is the difference in their structure. But basically, they are both crust. Okay. 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 And this is called iron oxide. Okay. Now, the burning of wax and release of CO2 in the air while a candle burns is also a chemical reaction. is also a chemical reaction. Then, when we cut the surface of apples, potatoes, brinjals, fruits, and vegetables, they turn brown or black in color. When they're exposed to air, a reaction takes place and they change color, and then they slowly become blue, and then they slowly get spoiled. That is also a chemical reaction. Yeah. Then uh, we will stop here. We will start from the third part Monday. Okay. It is a chemical reaction of lime water, calcium carbonate. Okay. And we will start from this one tomorrow, Monday. If tomorrow is going to be our test, science test, and Monday we will start. 2 minutes break for your, and then we'll start. Hi, Azami. Good morning.
Hi, ma'am. Good morning.
Okay, let's begin. Today we will start a new chapter called algebraic expressions and operations. Now, we know what is an expression. Expression are algebraic terms. But what are the equation? When we add these terms together, okay, in such a way that we have to identify the value of the missing terms and the equation is complete, then it is said to be the algebraic expression is said to be in equation form. You remember I taught you all terms recently in the previous lesson. Terms, what are terms? Parts of algebraic expressions that are separated by symbols. Separated by symbols such as plus or minus. Are what makes terms. Then, you know how we count the number of terms. Suppose I write down some terms. For example, 3x squared minus 5z plus 6. Can you tell me how many terms are there in this question? What number of terms are present? Yes. What number of terms are present? Okay.
Ma'am, did you
Like you
correct the homework we sent you?
say again, Abraham. Say it again.
Ma'am, we sent you some homework. You said like last class I want the homework for the full chapter. I want the remaining exercises, ma'am. So we sent you, ma'am. Have you corrected them?
Yes, you sent me the exercise back questions you were asking.
No, ma'am. The text question.
In text questions, yes. When I give you homework, you have to do it and send in the group in text question homework. Okay.
Ma'am, did you correct it? Correct
Did
it.
I correct it? No, I didn't correct it, but I'll go through it today. Okay. I'll go
And
through
ma'am,
it
have
today.
you corrected our previous homework?
Did I correct your previous homework? Yes, I correct some of your previous homework. Okay. Not the whole thing yet, but some of it I went through. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Is there any doubt in any of the previous homework or previous parts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me how many terms are there in this question? So we saw that in the definition, we saw that the terms are separated by symbols. Means that this is my first term, this is my second term, and this is my third term. So how many terms will be there?
terms.
3 terms. Okay. Take a look at another example. Another example.
Ma'am, can I see the term?
Yes, Abraham.
Okay.
How many terms?
Ma'am, 5.
5 terms. Yes. This is the first, second, third, fourth, and 5 terms. Okay. Now, when we saw about coefficients and variables, right? Coefficients and variables. Have you written? Shall I clear the screen?
Ma'am, this is 5th chapter or this is still 4th chapter?
Yes, 5th chapter is the next part of the 4th chapter, and some things are the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I go for
So we saw about coefficients and variables. That coefficients are the numbers in the terms. For example, if I have an expression, for example, if I have an expression 5x plus 3y equals to 8, what will be my coefficients in this? Five and 3 will be my coefficients. Then what will be my variables? X and y will be my variables. And what is my constant? 8 is my constant. 8 is my constant. Okay. Now, suppose if my term or my number has two variables, for example, 15xy. Okay, 15xy. So it can also be written as 15 times x times y, because all three of them are in multiplication. So x and y are its factors. 15x and y are the factors of 15xy. Right. 15 is the numerical factor of 15xy, and xy are its variable factors. And any one of them can be considered as coefficient of the product of remaining factors. Okay. So coefficient of x is 15y. Okay, that can be said. And in 15xy, coefficient of y is 15x. Okay, or 5. Coefficient of 5x is 3y. So, see, when I want coefficient of like any one of it, okay, when I need coefficient of any one of it, it can be the rest of them. Okay, it can be the rest of them. For example, I want the of coefficient of 15x. Okay, 15x, or sorry, the coefficient of x is gonna be 15y. If I say coefficient of y, it's gonna be 15x. Okay, or if I say coefficient of uh, 15 times x, take a look at another example. I have a term 3 by 7 st, and I want the coefficient of t. Coefficient of t will be 3 by 7 s. Okay, 3 by 7 s. And if I say coefficient of s, it will be 3 by 7 t. Okay. Similarly, in another example, if I have the term 5 x square y, if I have a square, okay, so coefficient of x square can be asked, it's gonna be 5y. Okay, it's gonna be 5y, and coefficient of y can be asked, it's gonna be 5x square. Okay. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Written?
No, ma'am. Can you just give me a minute?
Yes, Nathaniel.
Yes.
I'll tell you a simple way to do this. Okay? We'll practice some questions and I'll tell you simple way to do it and how to work out the squares. Okay? How to work out the squares. Then Daniel and Emma, Abraham, written.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So sometimes I can be asked the coefficient of one single variable, or it can be a variable square, variable cube. Okay, how do we work that out? Take a look at this example. Suppose I have to find out coefficient of m, coefficient of m if 2 by 3 m square n square, 2 by 3 m square n square. I have to find the coefficient of m. So first thing you can do is write it in expanded form. 2 upon 3 into m into m into m into m. Okay. It is saying that just give me the coefficient of m, not m square. Pick only m. And in the question, how many m we are having? 2m.
Ma'am.
Okay. So 1m I will remove. 1m I will remove. Okay. Because 1, it's there in coefficient. Okay. So 1m I will remove. And then I will write down the rest of it. That will be my coefficient of m. What? 2 by 3. 2 by 3 m n square. Okay. This is the coefficient of m. Understood? Very easy. If my question says that if the coefficient of m square, give the coefficient of square, m square, then I remove both the m's. Then I remove both the m's. And I will write 2 by 3 n square. Understood? Okay. Understood? Written? Shall we try out one more? Shall we try out some more?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, another question. I'm clearing the screen. Next question says that what is the coefficient of x squared in minus 25 x cube y z. So first step, write it in expanded form. Okay. Minus 25. Minus signs don't go anywhere. Okay. Then x cubed. So x into x into x into y into z. What do? We are going to remove 2x because x square is there. So we remove these 2x. We remove these 2x because x square is there. And we write down the rest of it. That is going to be its coefficient. Okay. Write down the rest of it. That is minus 25 x, y, z. Okay. Is the coefficient. Understood? Okay. Now, this one you all have to try. You all have to try out this one. Coefficient of yz in minus 25 x cube yz. What will be the coefficient of minus 25 x cube yz?
Minus 25 x cube.
Minus 25 x cube. Why? Because we remove the yz. We remove the yz and the answer becomes minus 25 x cube. Very good. Okay. Try some more. Another question. Now, look at this question clearly, carefully. Okay, look at this question carefully, y'all. I'm clear. Shall I clear the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
No. You have to find out the coefficient of 5xyz in minus 25 x cube yz. Now you will tell me that, ma'am, in the question, we don't have 5. We have 25. But 5 is not there. So how to find the coefficient of 5? This is what we do. In expanded form, we know that 25 can be written as 5 times 5. Right? 25 can also be written as
Ma'am, is
5
it
times 5.
20x square? Is it 20x square?
Is it what? Say again.
20x square.
20x. No, it's not that. Okay.
Ma'am,
See,
20x square.
x square. 20x square. No, not 20x square. Okay. See, the method is the same, just that we have to expand like 25 into 5 times 5. Write it in expanded form first. Okay. In expanded form, it becomes minus 5 into 5 into x cube, that is x into x into x into y into z. So it says that x, y, and z I will remove. Okay, like x, y, z is written. So last x, y, z you take for the removal. Also, it says that
Ma'am,
5x, y, z. So 1, 5 you will remove.
Ma'am, is it minus 25 minus 20x square?
It is minus 5x square. Okay. See, try to understand it. I have expanded minus 25 into minus 5 and 5. Okay. Into minus 5 and 5. I have expanded it. Okay. So when I have expanded it and I have to remove the what is there in the question that you have to find the coefficient of that portion, I have to remove from the expanded form. So 5, 1, 5 I have removed, then xyz is there. So xyz I have removed. Write down the remaining part. What is the remaining part? Minus 5x square. 2x are there, so x square. That is the remaining part. So I have written the remaining part, and that is my answer. Understood?
Kind of, kind of no. Okay, I'm understood.
Yes. Okay. One question I'm going to give you. One question I'm going to give you. Find out the coefficient of 5t. 5t. in minus 15 q r square t square. Minus 15 q r square t square. First, write it in expanded form. Write it down in expanded form first. Expand 15. Expand minus 15. Then expand q r square and t square. Then remove from it what needs to be removed and tell me the rest of the portion. That will become your coefficient. Cameras on, please. Abraham, Nathaniel, videos on, please.
Ma'am, is it 3 QR square T?
3 q r square t.
Wait,
Good.
minus 3 QR square T.
Minus 3. That was exactly, I was saying that answer is correct, but one little thing needs to be done. Minus 3 q r square t. Very good, Abraham. It's correct. How do we do it? 5 can be expanded like 3 5s up, or we'll put minus 3 because 15 is in negative. So minus 3 into 5, then expand the rest of it. That is q into r into r into t into t. Now remove from it 5 and t. We will remove. Why? Because it is there here. Okay, we will remove it. Now write down the remaining portion. It will become minus 3 q r square t. Okay. Understood how we work this out? Yes, ma'am. Next that we have here is like and unlike terms that we did already. Okay. In the fifth chapter, we have like and unlike terms that we have to identify. Okay. That we have to identify. Can you do that? What are like and unlike terms? Do you all remember? Can you tell me what are like and unlike terms?
Ma'am, can I say,
Yes, Abraham.
ma'am, a like and a like term is like a like term is when you have x, x, x. So like no matter the sign or whether it's cube or square,
Yes,
it
that's
becomes a
right.
like term if it has another variable. If it has the same variable.
Hmm. Correct. Like terms have the same variable, whereas unlike terms have different
Different
variables.
variable.
Different, yes, different variables. Okay. So Also, what if when you have two variables, check out this question and identify the like and unlike terms. 5mn minus 3m cube n cube plus 5m square n square
Ma'am,
plus, yes, half mn. Can you all
like
identify?
term, like term,
Yes.
5m, 3m, 5m, 1.5m. Unlike terms n, see n, m cube, n square, half n. See n.
Okay. The first thing is we don't split the terms. We will not split the
No, no.
terms.
5m, 5mn, 3m cube n cube, 5m square n square plus n square 1 upon 2 mn. Ma'am, all the terms are only like
Like terms, okay, their like terms are 5mn and 1 by 2 mn because they have same power. Also, like terms are 3. Also, like terms are 5mn, 5m square n square and minus 3m cube n cube. But 5mn, but if you take a look at unlike terms will be 5mn, okay, and 5m square n square. Okay. Or unlike terms are minus 3m cube n cube and half mn. M, 5m cube n cube and half mn are also, sorry, 5m cube n cube and half mn are also um unlike terms. Okay. Why is because like terms without power ones are like terms. And the ones with the power in same variables but different powers are also like terms. But without the terms without power, same variable but without power and with power are also considered unlike. Okay.
ma'am, I'm not understanding.
You did not understand this. See, this is no power. Okay? We know that variables are same. And this is with power. With
Okay,
power.
ma'am, so ma'am, light terms with power goes in one side, in one category, and light terms without a power goes in another category. They are not the
Another
same.
category. Yes. Yes, they are not the same. Okay. So no power are like terms in one category. Okay. Whereas with power are like terms in another category. But no power, no power is not equal to with power. Okay. Means that if we do that a term, okay? Same variables, one with same variables and no bar. Another term, same variables, but it has bar. They will be unlike terms. Okay, they will be unlike terms. Understood? Now, Nathaniel understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Homework for today is exercise 5.1.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So we stop here for today and we will meet now tomorrow. Okay, for math, we will meet tomorrow, regular timing. Science, I will not take class tomorrow because test is there and I will share the diagram and the reflex action PDF with you. Abraham, can you just put a reminder if I don't send it in the next 2-3 hours? Can you just give me a reminder? Okay, because I have guests over like since last couple of days, so I am like I get a little busy. That's why I forgot to post it before. So can you just give me a reminder if I don't send it in the next 2-3 hours? Put a reminder by 12 p.m. Okay.
Ma'am, what's the homework again?
What's the homework again? Homework is 5.1. Exercise 5.1. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. See you all tomorrow. Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye. Bye, Abhi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, Abhi. Bye, Anna. Bye, Anna.